So, at what stage did you realise you might have a problem in your life?
What? When I got married, you mean? No.
Yeah, when you got married, yeah.
God, blimey, I think, early recollections, I was in Australia. I was working in Baker's Milk, packing yogurts in Tasmania. It was my 21st birthday, and it was, it was a time of celebration. So I went out to the local casino in Oldman. They had a disco I used to go to quite a lot.
You were 21?
It was for my 21st, yeah. And I ended up that drunk. I crashed out down on the seafront near the rocks. And I was supposed to be in work the next morning, for 6 o'clock packing yogurts.
Yeah.
And I never made it, But I hadn't joined the union, so I had no backup. It was an opportunity for the manager to get rid of me, really. We weren't getting on too well, so not rolling up for work, not being in the union.
Was you doing that a lot? Not rolling up for work?
No, that was the first problem that I recall having. So, when I lost a job as a result of being hungover.
So you were 21, so going back from there, clearly you must have started to drink a lot more, as time went on.
Well, I was drinking a lot anyway.
From what age?
Certainly from 18 and a half, 19 years of age.
And was that going out with the lads, having a drink or
socialising? Yeah, it was a way of meeting women, I guess. I was always quite a shy, introverted sort of person. But I realise now that I'm on the Asperger's spectrum. It was never routinely diagnosed then.
Yeah.
So I always had difficulty interacting with people. And when I drank, it didn't seem to matter.
Right.
After a pint or two, because when I say I drank a lot, it wasn't a lot in terms of quantity. Because back then, if I had 3 pints, I would have been drunk.
Drunk, yeah.
For want of a better expression.
Yeah.
But after that initial first pint, when it knocks out your reasoning, self-consciousness just disappeared. And it didn't matter that I was quiet or introverted. That didn't seem to matter then. So it was brilliant from the point of view of, I was getting to meet people, women, and it didn't matter that, that I was shy or self-conscious, because I was very self-conscious. And it seemed to cancel that out.
So when did you realise alcohol was giving you a problem?
It was years later, really. I managed to keep it under wraps, or for it not to become an issue. But then again, you see, a lot of how can I explain? The tendency is to write off circumstances and situations as being due to other factors other than drinking. So, because if you like to drink and you enjoy it and it's an integral part of your life, the last thing you're going to do is write off an argument that you've had, or a quarrel, or a fight, down to how much you drank. It's because of other circumstances. If that person then said that's what they said to me, we wouldn't have ended up arguing. So you don't associate drinking with problems that occur in your life, situations. You write them off to other causes.
Yeah.
So it was, I was proud of my drinking prowess. The fact that I could drink people under the table was something I was proud of. And yet I was never, my family never drank. My granddad was alcoholic, and was violent in it. So my father, had a tough upbringing up on the mountains with the sheep. That's where we come from.
Where in the valleys?
In the valleys, in Cardiff. I've been, up in God's country there. But
And where you, I want to try and go back to the beginning when you first started becoming a more serious drinker. At what stage? At what stage do you realise, I'm drinking to excess, or do you not realise it? It's an addiction, so.
no, I mean addiction. You wouldn't consider in a million years. I'd gone back to college. I'd been to Australia. So I'd emigrated out to Hobart. I was pretty much on my own a lot. Socialising a lot. I mean, I had lots of different partners. So I was going back to an empty apartment, and what I discovered was, as much as I loved the adoration of women, I found that I never had any intent. There was never any desire to commit. The thought of getting married, kids, family. All I wanted was the fun and the excitement of the social scene. That's all I wanted. And I couldn't see beyond that, really.
Could you do that without the drink?
No.
No.
No, that it was integral part of it. I mean, I loved it. I enjoyed it. I loved getting drunk. I mean, I thought I was invincible, and I never. I've been so lucky. Some of the scrapes that I've come out of, that I should have ended up a lot worse off. But I for some reason, I seem to have escaped a lot of tragedy that other people have not been fortunate enough to escape.
So did you get any support from your family?
No.
No.
No. I was just perceived as a black sheep, really.
Right. They knew you had an issue.
It wasn't perceived as an issue with drink. So, like when I was in Australia, I was homesick. So I had a homesickness issue. I wasn't seen as I had a drink issue. It was many years later, that alcohol became a suspect problem.
Right. Was that because they knew some of the things you used to get up to, or hear of the things that you got involved in?
Well, the first time, really, the indications were when I was in work. I can recall 3 instances where, like, I'd gone on holidays, and I was showing somebody in work pictures of being away, and the answer came back from the one. The comment was, in every one of these photographs, you've got a glass in your hand. And I thought, you're having a pop at my. I like a drink, so what? It's not for you to criticise, not for you to pick up. Quite defensive. But then another job situation I was in, a senior officer said to me, Alan, he said, you really shouldn't drink so much, and he was being caring, but I didn't appreciate his comment. This is like, take your nose out, this is my business, what I do outside work has nothing to do with you. And I can remember somebody being quite blunt and saying, Alan, you've got the makings of an alcoholic. I was double graduate at University of Wales, I was professional. Alcoholic. They are people on park benches, down and outs, people that have given up on life. I had everything in front of me,
And at that stage, when somebody said that to you, did that ring any bells, or did it meant?
Oh no, it just put my back up.
Yeah.
I put my guard up even more. What I have learned over the years is, when you say to somebody about drinking, they're very quick to defend. They're very quick to take up a defensive position. And I was no different. If I sense, you were questioning or looking at my drinking pattern, I would not like it at all.
Did it make you distance yourself from your family a little bit?
Inevitably, because the arguments would come. My behaviour in drink, became more aggressive. more argumentative.
So you wouldn't say drinking made you a nicer person?
Not particularly. No, not particularly. I mean, initially, you get that sort of euphoric buzz and a sense of relaxation. But as you said, I know now, having the predisposition or the switch, we're different to the normal drinkers. When we have a drink and the drink tells us that's lovely, we're enjoying it. Our brains turn around and say, right, well, keep drinking and you'll feel even better. So alcoholics don't have that cut-off point. We seem to be devoid of that for some reason, biochemical, genetic. So I could never kind of stop. Once I started, there was no control over the quantities. I just had to keep on because my brain was telling me, you're enjoying this even more, even though I was falling about or making a complete ass of myself. My brain was saying, you're enjoying this. This is great. You're having a good time here.
And did you carry on until you were unconscious, or did you carry on until you ran out of money, or the pub shut, or?
Well, you'd carry on regardless. You know, I mean, for as long as you could. So yeah, like if you had, if I had to go to work the next day, or if I had to go home. I mean, I was professional, so I had to maintain a job because that was what was paying for my drink. So there had to be a balance, I had to do a good thing. I had to do my work. And there's a story there because addiction is progressive. But in any event, for most of the years, which is a long time, I managed to balance my work 5 days a week so that I could go out and enjoy myself on the weekend. But I was usually able to get back to bed at night until it got really bad, until it really progressed. When then I would crash out and I would, I'd find a hole to crawl into. I mean, at one point I was in Cardiff there and I came out that drunk. I didn't even know where I'd left the car. And God help it if I'd ever got into it. But a top half of a wall had collapsed and had propped itself up against the base of the wall and had formed like a triangle. And I crawled in. I just crawled in there to go to sleep. I mean, if that had collapsed or something, I'd be dead today. Some of the places I ended up, are quite frightening when you look back on it. So initially, the first years, I'd get home, I'd get to bed, but as it progressed, I'd end up in hedgerows, I'd end up in police cells, I'd end up underneath walls, in holes, anyway, sleeping off in the back of a car in a multi-story car park, with the attendant banging a window. Wanting to know was I alive, and ridiculous things like that. But or I'd run out of drink, or I'd run out of money, and then I'd have to stop. But those are the only times I would stop, really.